What if everything you believe about time is an illusion? Think about it. You can't touch time, you can't hold it, store it, or see it. All you can ever experience is this fleeting moment, this strange feeling of now. And yet your entire life, your memories, your plans, your fears are built on the assumption that time is real. But what if time doesn't exist outside your brain? Let's go step by step. When you were a child, summers felt infinite. Each day was packed with novelty, new experiences, new sensations, new emotions. But as an adult, the years vanish in a blur. Birthdays arrive faster, decades collapse, and before you know it, half your life is gone. If time were objective, why should it feel so radically different depending on your age? The answer is shocking. Your brain doesn't measure time. It manufactures it. Neuroscience has shown us there is no clock organ in the human brain. There's no single structure that counts seconds like a metronome. Instead, time is a story your brain tells, stitched together from memory, attention, and prediction. For example, if you're paying close attention, your brain encodes more information. Later, when you recall that moment, it feels longer. That's why traumatic events seem to last forever in memory. On the other hand, routine activities like commuting the same road every day barely register. Weeks collapse into what feels like minutes. In one famous experiment, scientists delayed visual signals by a fraction of a second. Participants didn't notice anything strange. Their brains simply rewrote reality to preserve continuity. Another study showed something even stranger. Your brain begins preparing your decisions milliseconds before you're even conscious of making them. By the time you think, "I've decided," the decision has already happened in the hidden machinery of your neurons, which means your conscious now is always a little bit too late. This is why your perception of time is elastic. Look at a clock quickly and you'll notice the second hand seems frozen. That's called the stopped clock illusion. Your brain is predicting movement, then editing your perception. In moments of fear, like during a car crash, people report time slowing down, but studies show time doesn't actually slow. The brain just records more data. When you replay the memory, it feels stretched. Even the way you age changes your perception. As children, life is full of novelty, and novelty makes time expand. As adults, we live in routines, and routine makes time collapse. Time is not out there, time is in here. But if neuroscience alone weren't enough, physics makes the case even stronger. Einstein's theory of relativity shattered the idea of universal time. He showed that time is relative, not absolute. Two twins, one stays on Earth, the other travels near the speed of light. When they reunite, the traveling twin is younger. Same species, same biology, different clocks. So whose time is correct? Both? Because time itself bends, stretches, and warps depending on speed and gravity. Einstein himself once said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." And modern physics agrees. Some equations of quantum gravity don't even include time. They describe a universe that exists without ticking. If the cosmos doesn't need time, why do we? Philosophers have wrestled with this question for centuries. The block universe theory suggests that all of time, past, present, and future, already exists. Imagine a giant book. Every page is a moment in your life. You flip through them one by one, but the whole story already sits in the book. Presentism argues the opposite. Only the present exists. The past is memory, the future is imagination. The universe is a never-ending now. Eternalism says every moment is equally real. Your birth, this instant, your death. They all exist, permanently frozen in space-time. You are just moving through them. And the brain-only theory? It says Time exists only in conscious minds. Without memory and prediction, there is no time at all, just raw change. Which is right? No one knows, but each theory shakes the ground under our feet. To really feel how fragile time is, consider these experiments. Music bends time. A perfectly timed rhythm can stretch or compress your perception of minutes. Psychedelics like LSD or psilocybin bend it even more. Users often report time stopping or experiencing infinite now. Brain scans reveal why psychedelics reduce activity in the brain's default mode network, the very system responsible for linking memory and self across time. Meditation has similar effects. Experienced monks describe timeless awareness, states where hours vanish in an instant. Athletes describe flow, where intense focus erases the sense of time passing. Even virtual reality can warp it. Hours spent in VR often feel like minutes. Again and again we see the same pattern. Time perception is a construct, and like any construct, it can be hacked. So why did evolution give us time? Because time is useful. Memory allows us to learn from mistakes. Prediction helps us prepare for the future. A coherent timeline gives us identity, a self that stretches from past to future. Without time, survival would be nearly impossible. Imagine living in an eternal blur, unable to learn from yesterday or plan for tomorrow. So perhaps time is not truth, but adaptation, the brain's greatest invention. And yet the idea that time is an illusion raises terrifying questions. If time is not real, is free will real? Or are all our choices already written into the block universe, waiting for us to read them like pages in a book? If time is an illusion, is death final, or simply another page? And if we are always living in the now, does the past truly exist? Does the future? Or is everything happening at once, and the brain simply drags us frame by frame through the movie of reality? Here's the deepest twist. Even though we live as if time is real, all the evidence points the other way. Your brain constructs it. Physics doesn't require it. Philosophy struggles to define it. And yet you can't escape it because your survival depends on it. So maybe yesterday never truly existed. Maybe tomorrow never will. Maybe the entire universe is happening right now, and your brain, desperate to survive, spins this eternal now into the story we call time. So the next time you feel rushed, remember, you're not racing against time, you're racing against your own brain. If time is just an illusion, what other truths are waiting to be uncovered? Subscribe for more mind-bending science, and let's explore the universe together.